a time, in the remote hill country of the Eastern Highlands, where the clouds rest on the mountaintops and the rivers hum ancient songs, there lived a young girl of uncommon beauty and gentle spirit. Her name was Onli, known throughout her village for her kindness, diligence, and graceful presence. She lived humbly with her parents and younger siblings. Her family, though not rich, cultivated the earth with devotion and joy. Onli often helped in the fields, singing softly to the soil as she sowed seeds under the warm sun, never imagining that her voice had reached beyond human ears. Far beneath the roots of an ancient forest, hidden in the folds of shadowed hills, there lived a mystical serpent, a creature older than any legend, gifted with the power to change its form. This great serpent, known in the forgotten tongue as the Naga of the East Winds, had lived alone for centuries, watching over the forests and rivers, invisible to humankind. But the day he first laid eyes on Onli from his hidden glade, everything changed. Moved by her purity and the rhythm of her spirit, the serpent fell in love. Yet he knew that as a creature of magic, he could never show himself as he truly was. One bright morning, when Onli was working alone in the fields, the Naga transformed himself into a handsome young man, with long dark hair and eyes as deep as forest shadows. He approached her gently and offered to help. She was startled but not afraid. Something in his presence felt familiar, like the whisper of wind through bamboo. He called himself Siren and claimed to be an orphan from the eastern lands, passing through to find work. Over many moons, he returned to the fields whenever Onli was alone or with her siblings, helping with the harvest and sharing stories. Slowly, friendship blossomed into something deeper. Their laughter echoed over the hills, and their bond strengthened with the changing seasons. Under Siren's mysterious touch, the family's crops flourished more than ever before. Grains grew plumper, vegetables ripened early, and their land glowed with abundance. In just a few years, Onli's once struggling family had become the wealthiest household in the village. The villagers were amazed, whispering about their fortune, but Onli never boasted. Despite her joy, Onli often wondered, who was this man really? His words were wise, yet he never spoke of a family or past. Every time she asked, he would smile and say, "In time you'll understand." Onli's parents grew concerned. Her younger siblings had seen the stranger helping in the fields and spoke of him fondly. But the family worried about his mysterious origins. One day, Onli finally told them she loved Siren, and he had proposed marriage. Her parents, grateful for all he had done, agreed, but with caution. Siren, however, had one strange request. He would not come to the village. Instead, he asked that her family join him in the fields on a specific day to perform the marriage rites. Despite their confusion, the family honored his wish. They gathered gifts, food, and traditional rice beer and went to the meeting spot. There stood Siren, dressed as a warrior from the old tales, bearing exotic gifts. A massive pig, ornaments, rare feathers, tusk bracelets, and tools gleaming with enchantment. The families feasted together, and Siren spoke with the wisdom of elders and the humility of a humble man. Though he still revealed little about his past, he gained their trust. The wedding date was set. There was joy in every corner of the field. On the wedding day, Onli, dressed in bright woven cloth with her hair braided with flowers, left her home. Her family and the villagers accompanied her to the fields for the final farewell. Siren awaited her, even more radiant than before. After a grand feast, he gifted Onli's family with rare treasures. Then, in a solemn voice, he made a final request. "When we leave, do not look back until the sun has completely set. If you do, you will never see her again." Though strange, the family agreed. As the sun dipped below the hills, Siren and Onli walked eastward, hand in hand. Her family and villagers turned back with heavy hearts, wiping tears and singing farewell songs. But her mother could not hold her longing. She turned to catch one last glimpse, and what she saw made her cry out and fall to the ground. Where the couple had walked moments before, now two massive serpents slithered, one with eyes like emeralds, the other with scales that shimmered like the dawn. The villagers stared in shock. A distant voice echoed, Because the promise was broken, she will never return. From that day forward, Onli was never seen again. The village mourned, but they remembered her with love, often leaving offerings by the fields at sunset. It is said she had chosen love beyond the human realm, and paid the price. Years later, in the early 1970s, as workers carved roads between remote villages along the Ai River, they stumbled upon something they could never explain. While digging through stone, a bulldozer uncovered a massive nest. Coiled within were two enormous serpents. The male serpent escaped with others, but the female stood guard. She was crushed while protecting them. Soon after, a woman from a nearby village dreamt of a serpent in human form. He wept in her vision and vowed vengeance upon mankind for his lost bride. Since that night, no one has seen the serpent again, but those who wander the cliffs say they sometimes see a flickering light among the trees. Some say it's his soul. Others believe it's Onli, watching over the hills she once called home. And so the tale lives on. The story of a girl who followed her heart, of a serpent who loved beyond bounds, and of a promise broken under the weight of sorrow. In every shadowed forest, every whispering breeze, the legend of the enchanted serpent bride still lingers, echoing through the mountains of the east. If you ever pass through the eastern highlands and feel a sudden warmth on your back, remember this tale. Perhaps, just perhaps, the serpent still watches from the shadows. Thanks for watching. Please do well to like, share, and subscribe to Whispering Hills for more legendary tales rooted in forgotten cultures. Until next time, may your heart always find its path.